My name is Kacen Victory. I'm in 4th grade and I live in Carlsbad, New Mexico. When my mom was 18 years old, she was diagnosed with cancer. We participate in Relay for Life together so we can help other people with cancer. I am on the Relay for Life of Carlsbad event leadership team with my mom. I'm a co-team captain with her. I like participating in Relay for Life because I get to do it with my mom and in my school. I wanted all the kids in my school to know what Relay for Life was about and that it can help them if they knew someone that had cancer. So I asked my principal this past spring if we could host a Relay recess. Ms. Hervel loved the idea and we began planning right away. We held it on the same day as our community relay and we raised over $3,000 as a school. Some of the activities we did were laps around our school and relay races. We started with 4 teams, with each team having a hat, sunscreen, and sunglasses. The first person of each team would race to put on the hat, then the sunscreen, and lastly the sunglasses, and run around a cone and back to hand off the hat and the sunglasses to the next person in line until we all raced. It was so much fun, and it taught us how to protect ourselves from the sun and activities to keep us healthy. I want other kids to get involved because Relay helps inform families about cancer awareness, and it also helps people who have cancer and helps people survive. When I go to middle school, I will get to do a mini relay where I can walk the track for an hour instead of going to class if I raise enough money. In 2014, Relay Recess and Relay Field Day events raised $2 million and involved over 200,000 kids like me. I can hardly wait for Relay to spread to other schools. I want to help more people with cancer, and when I grow up, I want to relay just like Grant so I can continue to paint my world purple.
Thank you. Thank you, Kacen. Stories like Kacen's inspire me. She got involved with Relay to honor her mom. But for me, I got involved with Relay to fight back for every person who has ever heard the words, "You have cancer." My name is Grant Grimm. I am 19 years old, and I am a 3-time cancer survivor. I have been battling a brain tumor off and on since I was 22 months old. And doctors never would have guessed I would have made it this far. I have been through many surgeries and chemotherapy sessions, and during my last recurrence, lost most of my vision. But through Relay for Life, I have been given the opportunity to show cancer that it has messed with the wrong guy. I have relayed since I was 2 years old, and throughout high school, I have played a key part in my community Relay for Life event in Oregon. I have even served as the event chair for the past 2 years. During my high school years, I have raised nearly $50,000 for the fight against cancer. And I will not give up until we have stopped cancer once and for all. But my story is just one of thousands. Did you know that there are Relay for Life events at almost 150 high schools nationwide? And that hundreds of thousands more high school students, like me, are involved in their community relay events? Many see our generation as too young to make a difference. But for the American Cancer Society, we are, and will continue to be, key contributors in the fight against cancer. My peers and I are mobilizing on our high school campuses to support the American Cancer Society and to help finish the fight. During the 2015 Relay for Life season, our high school events have raised over $6 million and counting. Pretty incredible, right? We accomplish the high goals we set for ourselves by being innovative, creative, and extremely passionate about creating a world with less cancer and more birthdays. We raise that money by duct taping our principals to the cafeteria walls, hosting dodgeball tournaments, pitting our faculty against our students, and getting our teachers to shave their heads or dye their hair purple when we reach our goals. We are always looking out for the next big thing and finding ways that we can become better leaders and volunteers for this movement, and the society is supporting us in that quest every step of the way. I am so excited to be involved with the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life movement, and even more excited to continue to stay involved as a collegiate Relay participant and leader. I want my story and my involvement with Relay to inspire others to ignite their passion, so like Alexis, I can continue to paint my world purple.
My name is Alexis Morgan, and I am a proud collegiate relayer from California. When I was 17 and living in Germany, I went in to get a wart behind my left ear removed. It was a shock to hear the words, "You have cancer," with a stage 4 malignant melanoma being the diagnosis. After that, my routine started to continue at school, home, and the hospital. Cancer wasn't spoken about in Germany, and I was embarrassed to share my experience with family and friends. Many scans and surgeries later, in May of 2009, I was told that I was cancer-free and have been ever since. A year later, I fulfilled my dream of moving to California to finish my education, and 9 months after that, I was introduced to the Relay for Life movement. I founded the Colleges Against Cancer chapter in Riverside and continued at Chapman, and after attending a summit in California, I knew I found a place to call home. I met other passionate relayers who are ready to put an end to this disease. Survivors, caregivers, and friends, all of them my age, all of them understanding, kind, and driven to make an impact. I was given leadership opportunities on the event and divisional level, and I'm now serving on the regional campus leadership team to support more students to dream big, hope big, and relay big. And with almost 500 collegiate Relay for Life events nationwide, I know I am not the only one whose life has been profoundly impacted by this purple movement in college. In 2014, we had 26 Relay for Life events raise over $100,000 each for the American Cancer Society. This year, we have raised over $19 million and counting. But we're not just fundraising. We're getting students on campus to remind their parents to get their colonoscopies, educating on cancer prevention and detection, and we're making our voices heard at the state lobby days with ACS Can. We're Zumbaing at 4 a.m. at our Fight Back ceremonies, creating geofilters on Snapchat, holding our mascots captive to get students registered and fundraising, delivering Chipotle to starving students at the library for a donation, and playing live Mario Kart to keep the energy alive at our events. We are making the difference. Because of Relay, I now celebrate my cancer journey, knowing that I'm not alone and have so much hope for the future. I'm 24 years old, and I am a skin cancer survivor. But more than that, I am a passionate Relay for Life volunteer who will be forever grateful to have gotten involved in this purple movement. I am ready to Relay for Life, and I'm excited to continue volunteering as a young professional, just like Melanie, so I can continue to paint my world purple.
Did you know that an incredible 54% of the American Cancer Society's 3 million volunteers are under the age of 35? Woo! My name is Melanie Johnson, and like the other volunteers on the stage here with me tonight, I am part of that 54%. I am a young professional volunteer for your American Cancer Society. I began participating in Relay for Life in my hometown of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, because I had never lost a family member to cancer and wanted to keep it that way. At the University of Wisconsin-Madison, I led the efforts of our Relay for Life event and Colleges Against Cancer chapter. During my time in college, I lost my Aunt Debbie to multiple forms of cancer, which gave me even more reason to dedicate and stay involved in this mission. I've held many national Relay for Life positions in college and now serve as the co-chair of the Midwest Division Relay for Life leadership team and on the executive board of the Milwaukee More Birthdays Council, focusing on ways to engage young professionals in the movement. Young professionals are getting involved in the American Cancer Society in a multitude of ways. We're creating young professional groups in urban areas where we're hosting galas and happy hours for a cure. We're looking to join local community Relay for Life events as volunteer leaders, advocating for ACS CAN, volunteering at the Hope Lodge, and using our voices to tell the story of all the American Cancer Society has to offer to our growing networks. The volunteer path for students is clear from elementary school up through college. But after that, as we enter the professional world and leave our tight-knit campuses behind, we can get lost as Relay for Life volunteers as we find our places in the Relay for Life world. I'm excited to share that we have a millennial work group tackling how to best connect our impressive and talented college volunteers to opportunities as young professionals at a high level in Relay for Life. Their work includes building a campus relay alumni association, an urban relay model, and developing how to relay virtually. Because with people like Kacen, Grant, and Alexis, and the over 575,000 students engaged in the Relay for Life movement, there is no limit to what we can accomplish. Together, our youngest generations will see an end to cancer. Not because we wish for it, but because we're willing to work for it. We are ready, eager, and ready to paint our world purple and make it happen. We hope that the stories we've shared with you today remind you of the reason that you got involved and inspire you to harness that passion to paint your world purple in 2016 and beyond. We're going to leave you with one last example of how our youngest generations are using our voices and energy to engage our campuses and communities in the fight against cancer. Keontae Miles is a high school relay volunteer from Oklahoma who has found a way to integrate his passion into painting his campus purple. We hope that he will inspire you to find new and innovative ways to use your passion and talents to paint your world purple when you return home.
You count my total number of murders over the years, I should be on the FBI's most wanted list. But I'm not. LOL, JK, smiley face. They always seem to miss me. I hide in the depths of your skin. No doctor can find where I begin. There's more year than those who died on 9/11. You can be 5 or 77. I will still take your life as mine. I take your happiness, hair, health, and time. But hey, don't commit the crime of prejudice. You can be black, white, gay, straight, Christian, or Buddhist. I enslave all that exists. I have 100 types of transformations. I make millions go through radiation. I grow somewhere in the margin of about $50 billion, and I don't know about you, but that sounds like a white-collar job to me. Blind to the eye to see, you cannot stop me. When you hear my name, I make your tongue go lame when you're in the doctor's office with your wife. I'm the one who spews a ton of strife with your 5-year-old son who spews a ton of blood as an offering to me, who cannot stop me. I would 1/3 of your lives into my palm, and whether I make it so you can't go to your prom or I kill your mom, you still cannot stop me. The riddle that doesn't have an answer, you cannot stop cancer. But we can. You
See, it started with a man who had enough of the general consensus. So he had a relentless idea. He wasn't just gonna stand around and wait for cancer to be done, so he got up and he began to run. And as he did, so did our chance for a cure. Now there's over 5,000 communities making the opportunity to come into unity for 12 hours. And yes, I know it's tough, but remember, we have cancer, it doesn't have us. We fight for the ones that can't fight for themselves. We fight for the ones that put their lives on a shelf. We may have cancer, but we also have hope. And we may have to deal with cancer, but cancer also has to deal with us. By the time I'm through, 36 people will be too. I lack for survivors, I lack for memories. None of this will do anything if we are complacent. So I say we do something that's a little bit more permanent. You can pull an all-nighter with your friends and some Mary Jane, but you can't do the same for someone who soon won't have a functional brain. I say we actually have a relay for life instead of a social gathering for life. And yes, that means you actually have to do some exercise, but I'd rather do that than cry, because I got a friend in heaven right now because of this monster. And I don't know if you believe in God or not, but I know you believe in cancer. For cancer, I found that there's really only one cure: painting my campus, your community, this world just a little bit more purple. Thank you.